Money, money, money. Money. C4, the Montessori toddler. Is this C? Is this 4? That did not look like what I was expecting that to look like. H13. Footies, yes. Don't you love it when it's on the top? Footies Revolution. The inside story of the AFL sold $17.99. NH. JJJJ. Oops, nearly. NH. Gardening on the Wild Side by Angus Stewart. Don't you hate the bottom books? Where are we? JJ2. That's an old one. JJ2. Let's have a look. JJ2. I don't have double numbers anymore, so any that say they've got JJ, like double, that's an old shelf that hasn't been skewed or touched for a while. We've got a Holy Bible and it's maroon, but I've got a few maroon books here, so just double checking. Holy Bible, $24. Would you call that maroon or would you call that burgundy? It says on the back burgundy. I just called it maroon. F8. Oh, it's a big book. Oh, I knew they were going to topple. It's a big, heavy book. Let's reorganise this one a bit. Ooh, okay. Larousse Gastronomique. French cooking, is it? The culinary classic revised and updated, $25. Listed for a year. T3. Now, I'm pretty sure T is another old... This is another old shelf. Okay. Guess the title of this one that's sold. Bet you can't. Men Navigating Midlife. Men Navigating Midlife. Where are you? Men Navigating Midlife. Oh, I'm going to have to look up the spine. I do not remember. This has been listed since September 23. No wonder I don't remember what it looks like. Let's hope it's still here. Oh, here it is. It's on the shelf above. On shelf 2. And that just said it was on shelf 3. Men Navigating Midlife. Sold for $20. M12. M12. Round here. HIJ. Oops, I'm back. I was in the right shelf. I was in the right aisle anyway, and I've missed it. M12. What do we got? Penelope Goes West. Penelope Goes West. Penelope Goes West. Penelope Goes West. I have no clue. What do you look like? Penelope Goes West. Oh, okay. Now I've got to look up the spine. So if I can't visually see the book quickly, I go to the photos in the app, I have a look at the spine, and then I can normally spot it pretty quickly, because sometimes the spine is a different colour than what the picture of it is. There it is. So Penelope Goes West was not standing out. I'll just show you. So when I'm looking for Penelope Goes West, but I just couldn't see that little Penelope on the thing. But as soon as I look at the spine picture, I can see like Tim Bowden. So then I'm looking for Tim Bowden, not Penelope Goes West. And I can find the book much faster. But it does slow me down when I have to actually like click onto the listing and then scroll through a few pictures to see if I can see the spine. H8. Where am I? Okay, we're here. H8. 50-50 by Steve. 50-50. The front of it's black. Up there it is. So if the front of the book is black, I'm generally kind of looking for the black spine. 50-50. 1995. Home of the big hitters today. Righto, what do we got? A13. Right, this is row A. And I'll have to say, this is my least favourite row of the entire warehouse. I don't know what it is. I'm a little bit more congested here. Not because of the width of the actual aisle. The aisle width is the same. But I've got all this on the floor since I moved into the warehouse. There's things still on the bottom shelf from when I first moved in. Things that I used for painting the warehouse. And literally this is a big box. I should move it. Okay, in this big box, I've got a clip-on tripod that I've never used, a can of Mother, which is an energy drink, and I've never drunk energy drinks. So this was when I moved warehouse and somebody left this in here. I've got some touch screen gloves and a receipt. And apart from that, that's all that was in that big box that makes me uncomfortable every time I come into this aisle. And what did that take? 1 second to empty? Good on you, Mel. Right. So, look, I'm going to trip on this bottle now. Honestly, I should just get in here. Maybe I'll do it this afternoon. This will be my project. Because I honestly hate coming down this aisle, and I know it's just because I nearly trip over everything. A13. Okay, what do we got? Bomber from Vietnam. Bomber from Vietnam. So we got a war book. Bomber from Vietnam. Bomber. Can get some squats done down here while I'm squatting over everything. Okay. It's going to be a day, guys. Let's run these down. G9. G9. Okay, this little book called The Natural Health Cookbook by Dorothy Hall. It's only a little vintage one, but it doesn't sell for very much. This one is sold for $22.99. I can't tell you how many times I've sold this little book. So it just is one of those ones that sells over and repeat. It's kind of one of those ones that you'd look at and just skip on past and not even probably realise that it's worth money, because it doesn't really look like, you know, that typical nice appealing cookbook where you see all the nice pictures. I mean, it's got a few pictures in here, but most of it is just one of those text cookbooks, which to me, as a visual person, never looks like exciting enough to even want to cook from. But it must have some good recipes in it, because it sells over and over and over and over and over. I2, let's go, I2. I2, now, is this going to be I2? You are what you eat. This could be on 2 shelves, because this is the new I2, but I could have had an old I2 still with listings. So let's just have a check here. What do we got? You are what you eat. I don't think it's going to be on this shelf, because this is from September 23, and I think this is still the old M. EFGHI. This would have been I2. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. Ah, here we go. I was right. Yeah, some of the shelves have still got double numbers. Like this has become G5, 10, 15. And some of the shelves are updated with new ones. But this one says G12. And I know some of these books are here from G12. But this one over here, this is the new I5, 10, 15. And yeah, some of the books. So it doesn't make sense for a lot of other people, but I know what's going on, and I know the shelves that have got double shelves. And so I know that some shelves I might have to go to either or all to find the book, but I can generally tell by how long because it says in the SKU in my listings how long it's been listed for. I can work out if it's a new listing and it might be on that shelf, or if it's an old listing and it might be on this shelf. It's very confusing. E2. Grandma's Quick and Thrifty Cookbook. Okay, this one is sold $13.99. Cha-ching. What do we got? 17-day diet. Oh, I sold this one the other day. F12. F12. Sold for $19.99. 17-day diet. Yeah, I think this is the second one of this book that is sold in the last week and a half. I only packed it up the other day. KK5, that's an old shelf, 79. Let's go. This is another job that I need to do probably today because I'm sick of this trolley being in this aisle. So we've got 2 jobs today. After we pack, we're going to sort with this trolley and these books on it, and we're going to sort aisle A. What do we got? KK5, 79. Okay, we've got some old Thomas the Tank books that have been listed since June 2024, a year. But these have sold for $39.99. So great price. Thomas the Tank, small little reading books, $39.99. Let me just double check that. Make sure it didn't go out on any coupon. Yep, that's it. $39.99, full price. Full price. Okay. Where are we? Let's make a double stack here. I don't think we've got too many more to pack. Oh, there's a few. I worked from home yesterday. So because I worked from home yesterday, I've got a few extra orders here to pack today. F6 0175. This trestle table here, this is all individual books that I found when I was sorting through, and so these are all waiting to photograph, waiting to list, but they're all individual books that I'm pretty confident that I want to list all of these books, but where are we? F6. Oh no, we're up here. I just like to do squats today. Okay, oh, this is kind of a cool. Let me have a look. I hope you can hear me over the beeper next door where Tom's picking. Okay, we've got 9 Fontana classic paperback books. There goes my glasses. Now, this is just a rough assortment of books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 9 of them. Honestly, there's no rhyme or reason to this bundle. This was 9 books by Fontana, which is the publisher. Small vintage little novels, and literally I just had like a whole lot of these kind of small novels. So what I did was, some of them are Penguin, some of them are Fontana. Basically I just lot them up sometimes, random bundles. And so I'll just explain to you how I've listed this one. What do we got? 9 by Fontana classic paperback books, thriller, crime, mystery, bulk lot bundle. That's how I've titled it. 9 little books that really wouldn't have sold on their own individually probably. $44 for the lot. When did I list them? They've been listed since September 2024. So, I mean, not the fastest seller, but $44 is a pretty good price for 9 little random paperback books. Now, this is annoying because normally I wouldn't have to get the ladder for this, but this is a heavier bundle. Because it's hurting me to reach up at the moment with my shoulder. This is a random bundle. I've sold this one for $50, which is a great price. It's 6 random books, but they're all large print. Now, they're all ex-library. There's nothing really, the only thing that they've got in common is that they're all large print books. So I've just bundled them all together. There's 7 of them there, probably all by the same, who is it here? Let me have a look. They're quite heavy. Yeah, so these ones are all by Centrepoint, which is the publisher. So There's with some of these large print books, when I get them, they do come with a couple of publishers. So it's easier for me, because they're all mixed genres often, it's easier for me if I can make the bundles up by the publisher. So I would say, without looking, that I've titled those by publisher. Let me have a look. Yeah, so I've titled this one Large Print General Fiction ×7 Hardcover Book Bulk Lot Bundle Centrepoint. So I've put Centrepoint in the title as the publisher. Normally I wouldn't put the publisher in a title, but because this is a bulk lot of random books, and I'm trying to think, maybe people who buy large print books like this know that they're made by these publishers, and one of them is Centrepoint. So they might be looking at the Centrepoint large print books to find that style of books. So that's why I put Centrepoint into the title. But large print is the first words in my title. That is the main keyword that I'm using for people who are searching these books, because if you are somebody that needs a large print like me, that is one of the keywords that you're searching for. If you specifically want large print books, that is something that you're going to type into the search, because otherwise you're going to have to, scroll through the tens and hundreds of thousands of books that aren't large print. So that is the main keyword for an assorted bulk lot of books going into my title. Even if it probably wasn't a bundle, I would possibly do large print as the main word. Large print In Love a Sunburnt Country by Jackie French. So keeping the word large print, because that's a keyword that's going to help sell those books. Anyway, $50 for a random bunch, pretty good, especially ex-library. JJ3. I saw this book, thought that's it, and then I thought, nope, that's not it, and it was it. Okay, now I think Tom's picker has finished in the warehouse, because I just heard them locking up. So I apologise if you could hear the beeping of the what do they call it? The wave rider, and it goes up like electronically so that they can pick really high into the warehouse. So quite often when I'm making my videos, I try and wait till they're finished picking so that I don't get that beeping sound in the background of my videos. But like today, I just got to get in here. I've got to get these picked. I've got my ultrasound appointment at 2 o'clock this afternoon, which means I have to leave here probably at 1:45. So I'm only in the warehouse for a few hours this morning. I've got orders to pack, things to do, videos to make, and I don't have time to wait till they finish picking their orders. So I'll be interested if hopefully it wasn't too annoying. A8. Back into the dreaded zone. A8. It is a little bit hard when you are working in a warehouse, because there's noises here all the time. There's trucks, there's machinery, and it's really hard. I get really conscious of it, but I do have the microphone set so that they try and block out some of the random noises, the background noises, but because I can still hear it really loud here, even if I can't sometimes hear it so much in the video footage when I'm watching back, I might be like, oh, that actually didn't sound that bad. But when I'm actually in here working, I'm like so conscious of it because it sounds so loud. The 8-week blood sugar diet book, $22 this one is sold for. Do you want me to show you it? 8-week, this is a popular book. Rightio. We've got E9, yes. Same aisle, guys. The Gardener's Book of Days by Holly Kerr. This is only sold for $19.99. The Gardener's Book of Days. What do we got here? Healing Foods. Oh, you look at us go. We're in the same E aisle. What a fluke. Healing Foods for colitis. Yes. $19.99. Healing Foods, cooking for celiacs, colitis, Crohn's, and IBS. My daughter's got celiac disease. It's a pain in the butt. HHH. HH4. Husbands and fathers. Husbands and fathers. Husbands and fathers. June 2025. I do not remember listing this one. Husbands and fathers. And why can't I see it? What's it look like? I would have thought it was black on the spine, but maybe not. No, it is. Okay, there it is. Standing right in front of me. Husbands and fathers. Rediscover the Creator's purpose for men. Okay, that's a little religious book. And that one has sold for $17.99. L14. L14. This one's only sold for $15. And it's been listed since September 23. Now, this is really weird. I wouldn't have thought this was on this page. Because this is mainly fiction-looking books. And this looks like some kind of like cookbook or something. It doesn't look like it should be on this shelf. Let's have a look. I'm positive this is not on this shelf because I cannot see. This is a big fat book and I do not see a big fat spine like that. So Houston, we've got a problem. Right. We do have a problem. Okay, so it says L14. I'm just going to double check that that's not an old, I mean, it is September 23, and I didn't have L14 back then. So this could be meant to be LL4. So where's my old LL4? Let's problem solve this. It's probably HIJKL. Okay, let's problem solve this. We're going to go to, this would have been the old LL4. No, these are bundles. Houston, we've got a problem. We've got a big problem. I mean, this is a big fat book with a big spine. It should be easy for me to spot, being a green spine. H, let's check on I. Nope, definitely not on I. Okay, we've got a problem. I don't know where that book is. So I'm going to have to do a search. It is an easy looking book to find, and I'm going to show you why. This is the spine. So it's a big, green, thick looking book. However, what I'm going to do, what happens is when I can't find an order, instead of like slowing down the process time and looking for that and everything else, what I do is I go and get all the other orders, pack them up, get them up there waiting for the post office, and then I'll come back in here and do a scroll through some of the shelves and have a look. And because it's so much easier when it's a big fat green thing like this, because it's just easier for me to scan quickly. When it's like a black or a white book, I'm like, or a really, really thin book that can be easily like squished between two, making it hard to see, that's where it becomes a drama. So anyway, I think I'll be able to find that book, but I'm going to get the other ones out first. P4, are we in P? P4, that should be here. That'll be nice and easy. Yep, this is a brand new listing. This is his Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. This one came to me for free, this book lot, and I've just sold it $44.99. So that's perfect. E12. You probably, if you're new here, you might think it's really strange that I'm coming back and down and to the same aisles over and over. But the problem is I can sort by SKU in my eBay app. However, if there's multiple orders, then that interrupts searching by SKU and that changes it. So that mucks it up. And then the problem is when I go to print my postage labels, I can't sort them by SKU. So the postage labels will print out in the order that the books have been sold in. So it's much easier for me to pick the books out of order and then pack them in order and do the shipping labels. It's kind of like I've got two processes that work by this way, and I've got the picking process that would work better if I could sort it by SKU. But if I sort by SKU, then it slows me down for the other two processes, which is the labels and the packing. So it's kind of like pick your battles. And if I've got the choice between fastening up two processes over slowing down one, then that's what I do. Obviously, I'm a little bit slower as well at the moment today because I am moving the tripod around and showing you what I've sold. Here we go. We've got Simply the Best by Valley Little. It's a cookbook. This one is only sold for $19.99. Oh, $20. These cookbooks here, these are actually really nice cookbooks by Valley Little. They're thick. They're on quality paper. They've got nice recipes in them. They're large cookbooks. They're actually really nice. There's a whole lot of Valley Little cookbooks, and all of them are nice. And all of them only will sell for about $20, and all of them are slow sellers. And it's such a shame because I find these books all the time. I get given these books all the time, and they're hard to move. And even as a bundle with multiple Valley Little books, value bundle, they're still hard for me to move. So yeah, sometimes I just get too many of them and waiting in my like to-do pile, and so I end up like donating some of them again. Where are we? C7, just here. And back down this aisle, C7, friendly food. This one's sold for $19. I've got a lot of like cheap books going out today. Friendly food, delicious recipes for people who are avoiding food chemicals, gluten, dairy, eggs, nuts, and soy. Right. Okay. Orders are picked. Righto, all the orders are picked except for that one. That one that I can't find, that dreaded one. I came in this morning and I went to do all my admin of my, normally the first thing I do when I come in is I come in, I check my messages, I send offers, I see if there's anything I need to reply to, I check if there's any orders that need to go out as express postage, and I do all that kind of, it only takes me about 10 minutes to do all that admin. And I came in this morning and the mouse was flat. These wireless mouses, I mean, they do last a long time without having to charge, but it's just like, Anyway, so I haven't done my regular admin, and why is this connection losing? Mouse battery empty. I just charged it. What are you talking about? Oh, you're kidding me. It's been on charge for like an hour. What? You're kidding me. Whoa! It's 10:52 in the morning and I haven't had a sale yet. That never happens. Like, never do I get to nearly 11 o'clock and still be sitting on $0. Oh my goodness, what have we got? Let's check my feedback. Everything's good. No pings. Yeah, wow. Okay. Let me just check my coupons are all turned on. If there's no two active coupons. Okay, just must be a slow sales day. This mouse is going to disconnect. It's been sitting there. I had it plugged in while I did all that picking. Normally the mouse actually like charges very quickly. But it seems to be if the cord is in one way, it's not charging. And I just put it in the other way and it started charging. And I got like 2 seconds. But it's coming up here. It says connect to the USB to recharge soon. I really hate that the Mac mouses don't have it so you can still use it. Well, like, why can't they put it on the NT so you can still use it when it's flat? It's very annoying. Okay, let me try and do some of these labels as quick as I can. And let's get packing. Right, better put these glasses on. And my favourite part is sitting here with this heater on. 10:53. Let's see how quickly I can do this. This is how long it takes me to do labels. Now, because I just picked all these orders, and visually got to look at the orders. I know when I'm choosing my Australia Post, I have to choose the size mailer that the order is going to take when it goes into the mailer. So I've got 3 sizes of mailer: small, medium, large. There is an extra large, but I don't have to use that very often. But because I just pick these, I can visually remember what size they are. And because I'm so familiar with packing, I know by looking at a book what size mailer it's going to need to go into. And that's just come from experience, really. I've packed, what have I done? I've sold 26,000 books on this particular eBay page. I've got I had another eBay store before this one, and it's probably sold about 5,000 items on that one. So I've probably sold over 30,000 items on eBay. So when you've sold that many items on eBay, you just know. You can just look at an item and know exactly what size mailer that's going to need to take. If it's going to take a small, if it's going to take a medium, if it's going to need a large. And, you know, every now and then, I'm not going to say I never ever make a mistake. Occasionally I make a mistake when I'm doing the label, but not very often, not very often. Now this one is going to, there's one here I've just noticed going to Canberra, ACT. So what we try and do is separate the Australia Post when they collect it. They like us to put the local orders, Canberra or Goulburn, into the same tubs as any express, and they just process those ones quicker, and then they don't have to send them through to Sydney first. Otherwise, all our post goes to Sydney first. But if we put the Canberra or the local Goulburn ones in with the express ones, then they get those ones out faster for us. They skip somewhere, or I don't know. This little heater blows directly on my hand when I'm using the mouse, and I love it because your hand gets really cold when you're touching this cold mouse. 2 ACT ones here. So I just take note of that when I see that. Okay, there's 2 ACT ones, and I'll just look out for those when I'm packing to separate them. I mean, if I didn't separate them, it's not the end of the world, but they will just probably get there a day faster if I do separate them. Tom and I went to a new restaurant that's opened up here last night. It was nice. It's a American themed restaurant. Like, it's owned by somebody who is Texan, lived in Texas. And yeah, she's opened it up here. She's got another one in another state, but in New South Wales, in the Southern Highlands, but she's opened it up here. So it's got some burgers, and then it's got, what's it got? It's got like a lot of like Mexican kind of themed food. So enchiladas, quinceanilla. No, that's not how you say it, quinceanilla. Something. Tom had it anyway. So yeah, it was good. We had the enchiladas. They do these things called cheeseburger spring rolls. They're really yummy. Simply the best. Just breaking out into song again, Mel. Friendly food, friendly food. Right, so I've done labels now for all of them except for that one that I couldn't find. I'll just sit on that one for a minute. 27 labels, took me 7 minutes. It's costing me $244 for 27 labels today. So, I don't know, where's my phone? I don't know what that is. Basically what I do with my labels is at the end of every month, I add it all up by the total amount that I've spent on my shipping, and then I look at the total amount of sales that I've done, the amount of orders that I've sold, and then I average it. So I've also got when I sell international orders, I charge a fee for international, and sometimes they do cost me a little bit less, so they can make sometimes a little bit of money on the international postage. So that kind of can alter the averages as well, depending on how many international orders there's been for the month. And then obviously some postage days I send more larger bundles, which can cost me more money than the smaller bundles. So it's, I never kind of, when people say to me, how much does your shipping cost? I'm never really looking at it as just like, oh, this is a small, this is a medium, this is a large. I'm looking at it all as an average. And so I get to the end of the month and I work out what my average post is for that month. And then I look at it each month and I try and keep track. And normally it's only within about 20 cents of each other, like up or down. And that's how I keep tabs on how much my postage is actually costing and whether or not like I need to like look at that and how can I make the postage cheaper. And when I sell multi-orders as well, that makes the postage cheaper because like I'm putting 3 or 4 book orders that would normally go into like individually as one, but I'm able to combine them into 4 books into one mailer. So postage is a little bit of a tricky subject, and I know a lot of people get really hung up about postage and they're always like, you know, how do you make money when the postage is so expensive? But the more volume you do, the cheaper your postage gets. Obviously, the more I'm on the highest discounts that Australia Post will give me because I sell quantity of books every month. And I buy all my mailers and things into bulk lots. So I'll buy like 1,000 mailers at a time to be able to get them at a discounted rate. So then instead of paying like $1.10 or something per mailer, I pay 65 cents or something because I'm buying them in lots of 1,000. So I nearly get them like half price because I buy in quantity. But when you're a new bookseller, especially here in Australia, your postage can cost you a lot more money just simply because you're not selling volume, so you're not getting the discounts, the higher discounts, and you're also often not getting the multiple orders when you're a new seller because you've got a small store and you don't have many items in your store. So like it's easier to get multi-orders on a larger store because you've got more range for people to choose from. So people can look in my store, I got 7,000 items. I choose items that are similar niches. So like, for example, my cookbooks. I probably got 2,000 or 3,000 cookbooks in my store. I got a lot of cookbooks. So if somebody's into cookbooks, they've got a really large variety from my store to be buying more than one. Where if somebody's a new seller and they've only got a few hundred books in their store and they're all different genres and different types, they might only have like 10 cookbooks, and one might be Italian, one might be on low-fat cooking, one might be on Asian cooking. You know, they're all on different topics. Whereas I've got a lot of books in my store that are on the same topics, which is done intentionally. That's how you encourage repeat buyers and multiple sales because you've got topics that those people are interested in. You've got a large amount of them, so they keep coming back for more. So the way to bring your postage costs down is, you know, one of those ways is to be a larger store, selling more volume, doing multi-orders, and then you'll learn that you start working your pricing out on an average. And then when you're looking at your metrics, so you're trying to work out, is this item worth putting in my store? Like, how much is it going to cost me to put in my store? You can go, okay, my average cost for postage is this amount, not like $13 for this size, $8 for this size, $6 for this size. It's all averages. So when I'm working out my metrics, I go, my average postage cost me this much. My average cost of goods cost me this much, right? My average I promoted all the same rate. I've got a store-wide flat rate promotion fee, and I do vary that up at different times, but at the time when I'm looking, I can go, right, my average promotion rate is this much. And then I can work out, well, if I sell a book for this much money and these are all my expenses, what is the profit going to be? Is it worth putting into my store or not? So that's how you work out your metrics. Right, let's plug this mouse in. That was a bit of a yabber. Did that connect? Because otherwise I've put it on the wrong. Connected. That's annoying. Okay, I haven't even cleaned up from packing yesterday. So let's give it a tidy, guys. It makes it easier, doesn't it? Rightio. Let's get packing. Now, yesterday I did my packing video using the tubs here now to put the things in, and I will say it made it heaps easier. And yeah, I'm I'm really glad that I have done that. Whoa, what's going on here? Yeah. Oops. That sticky label. And that one's out of order, so that's annoying. Okay. The Montessori Toddler. See, this was a book on the shelf I was looking for that was white. It actually had the, I mean, probably if I could have seen that yellow strip, but it had the yellow spine. And if I'd known it was a yellow spine straight up, I would have been very quick to see it. Gardening on the Wild Side. This is how quick I normally am when I'm not making my postage videos. So you guys normally see me when I'm doing my postage videos and I'm yabbering and showing you the book and telling you how much it sold for and talking to you like that. And that makes me much slower when I'm actually packing my orders. So if I do this now without actually holding the books up and showing you, you'll see that I am actually much faster than what it looks like normally. Men Navigating Life. Tell you what, having the bin to my right there is one of the best things with my packing. And it does get a bit messy because I do just chuck it. But then I can just give it a quick tidy up. Penelope. 50-50. So when I'm grabbing this book, I'm cross-referencing the label with my eyes. So they can see on this label I've written 50, and that book was called 50-50. And this one on the label it says Bomb, and this book is called Bomber. So basically I'm like multitasking as I'm picking the book. I'm cross-referencing the label as I pack it. So I know, so I'm double checking. So even though I've picked these books in like the correct order, so when I stack them, like I was saying before, then they print out in order and it makes this part of the process a lot faster for me. Otherwise I would have to sit there and rearrange all the books into piles to make it flow like that. I want you. What you eat. So as I'm putting that label on, I already could read that the next label was Grandma, and this book is Grandma's Thrifty Kitchen. So as I'm grabbing that book, I already know that that label was correct. Now as I'm reading the next one, it says 17 days. This is the book 17-Day Diet. It's sitting there on top. So you can see, sometimes I think when I'm doing my packing videos, you almost think I'm so slow. And it's not that I'm so slow. It's just that I am slower when I film. And that's why, like, some days when I'm really, really busy, I might think, oh yeah, I'm going to film a video today. But, like, if I've got a day where I've got to go really, really fast at certain tasks, it's hard for me to film, because filming what would normally take me a couple of hours, some days it changes it up, and then it actually what have I got here? I've got this large one now. Yeah, sometimes like by making a video it can double my workload, and that's why today I'm under a bit of pressure because I've only got half a day in here because of my shoulder x-ray, but I still really wanted to make another film. So that's why I'm just going as I go today, and I'm not working around the noises, and I'm just literally showing you what I'm doing today so I can still get my video out. Okay, now what do we got here? Conifer, and then Mama Bake is that one there. So this one is Conifer. this book might... Yep, no, we're good. I was going to say this might be one of those books where I've guessed the sizing wrong. And I haven't. But geez, that was a tight fit. Okay, conifer. What do we got? Now we got this pile here. So it really does help me having this trestle table set up. I really like having it there. And then I can just put it away if it becomes in my way. But most of the time I'll just leave it there if I've got it there. If I need to sort some books. Oh, that reminds me. I've got a book haul in my boot. Another book haul that I got for free. I'm at the point where I'm getting so many free books, I'm barely actually buying any books. It's really quite amazing. So, I did get a call up yesterday as well for possible haul. Somebody's father's going into their... Came through another connection, another bookseller who's not interested in the haul has put my name forward. And this person called me, their dad is going into a nursing home. So he's going to send me, next time he's out at his dad's house, he's going to send me some pictures of the haul. And I'll be able to, he doesn't really care about any money for them, but his mum would like to get a little bit of money for them. So he's going to send me some pictures to see if they're books that will be of interest to me. And then I can go from there on whether or not there's no point in me just driving out there to look at that. I don't feel like I can get a really good idea of a haul. He said it's a large amount of books, but I can get a really good idea on whether or not they're books that I want just by seeing photos. So it's much better for me just to say to this man, can you send me a whole, half a dozen photos? It just gives me a rough idea. If then it's something that I think, yeah, I'll go out and have a look, I'll go out and have a look. If I can tell straight away whether or not they're going to be worth me purchasing, since I know that he's not really interested in the money, but his mum is, it also tells me there'll be room for some negotiations on price because he just wants to move them along. But I should be able to tell from those photos how much roughly I would pay for something like that as well. So anyway, that could be interesting, another haul. But you see, it's all about, like, that haul's come to me from another bookseller who isn't interested in the haul. He owns a bookstore and he doesn't have room, doesn't need the haul, whatever it is. He can't take every single haul. When you've got a physical bookshop, they can't take every single haul. They don't have the space for it. But when you've got a physical bookshop, it's easier for people to come to you because they know about you. So this is me having a relationship with that person, and they've been able to contact me. And if you're watching me, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. There we go, guys. That's how quick it was that I posted up all those orders. 27 orders gone out within a few minutes. Now it's time to get them up to Tom's. Then I'm going to come back here. I'm going to have a quick scroll for that book and pray to the book lords that we can find it. Okay. I'm under the pump. Where's my trolley? It's 11:15. It's 11:15. Appointment's at 2 at the ultrasound place. Tom and I have to leave here no later than 1. That gives me an hour to get back to where it is. And if Tom wants to get coffee or lunch before it, we're going to have to leave another 15 minutes prior to that. So I'm going to say we have to leave about 12:45. And now it's 11:15, so I've got an hour and a half to do work today. An hour and a half. Now, yesterday when I put these tubs on my trolley, I could kind of fit about 3 of them comfortably. But today, I've got 4. And I'm going to push the limit. Push this to the door to my car. Let's go. Okay, I got a mini haul in here for free. It's only 2 tubs full, but a few sci-fis in this one. I'm just thinking, no point me putting this in my car when I've only got 1 trolley load. Just bloody wheel it up. Too easy. Hi. Thank you. Thank you. So I think we have to leave 12:45. 12:30. 12:30, so you can get coffee. Quick water break, because I never drink enough water. Okay, righto, so 12. Tom wants to leave 12:30. It's now 11:25. Just been to the toilet. Right. Oh, look at this book I got. Just seen it sitting on the top of the photography pile. This is a really interesting book. Okay. This book is called The Whole Pantry, and it is by Belle Gibson. Now, Belle Gibson was the influencer who, some years ago, she lied to everyone. She told everyone she had brain cancer, some kind of cancer anyway. I'm not 100% clear on the story. She told everyone she had cancer. I used to follow her at the time, and everybody felt sorry for her, and she made this cookbook claiming about all these recipes that helped her cure her cancer. And she had the whole Instagram, everywhere believing her online. Everyone believed her that this girl had had this cancer and she healed herself by all these changing her diet and all these foods, and she made this recipe and she made a lot of money. And then it came out that it was all fake. It was all a big fake story. So, I think she's Australian. So her story was all over the news when she got caught, and she'd, it was like a big thing. She'd got all these people to donate her money and everything and buy her cookbook, and the whole thing was a sham. Anyway, this is her cookbook, and because of the story that's aligned with this book is worth a lot of money now. So Whole Pantry, I'm going to expect to list this book for probably somewhere around $150 to $200. And this is the type of cookbook that probably would have normally sold for about $25, but the solds are quite varied for this book, but it is a bolo. It is one to look out for. I don't like using the word bolo. Bolos are absolutely bullshit. I can't stand the word. I'll talk about that in another video. But this book has got a variety. So you'll probably find there's some solds on this that might vary from maybe $80, and then there'll be other ones that go up to a couple of $100. So I'm going to price mine high, somewhere up around that $150 to $200 mark. And yeah, really, really interesting book. Hard to find, but if you do find it, it's worth a lot of money. And it's just simply because of the story that went alongside it and the drama that it created and how it was such a big deal. So that's an interesting story, because if you didn't know that and you were pricing that book, you'd probably be like, why is this book worth so much money? But yeah, it's the actual story behind that book that makes it worth money. Okay, now I've just seen, as I've gone up there to take those orders after me telling you all that I've 0 sales, the eBay gods heard me, and there's 2 orders that have come through. So thankfully, I was like, why is there no sales? This is really weird. Anyway, look what happens. You start printing your labels. Looks like you're active, doing your shipping. Active, finally on there, sending offers and doing all that kind of stuff. Boom, sales. But now I've got to have a quick scroll through for this book, Cook, Harvest, and whatever it was. See if I can find it. And if I can't find it, then we'll deal with the problem then if I can't find it. If you're wondering what I do when I can't find a book, depends on the book. Sometimes I will order the book from another seller and drop ship it to my buyer to make sure they still get it, because I don't like to disappoint people. And sometimes that does leave me out of pocket a little bit of money. But as far as I'm concerned, I wear that cost because I made an error. I can't find the book. It's on the wrong shelf. I've double listed it. Who knows why? If I can't find the book and it's listed, it's my issue. Even if the fault is by eBay or something like that, as far as I'm concerned, the issue is mine. I've got it listed and it's not here on the shelf. I need to fix the problem. So I either fix the problem by having to disappoint the buyer and say, hey, I'm really sorry, I can't find this book. Or if I can easily get the book from another seller, then that's what I will do. I will drop ship it. And it doesn't happen very often, but occasionally it happens. And I'll always look for sellers that I recognize the name of, or I'm always looking for sellers that have got high feedback rankings, because if I'm sending to my buyer, I need to ensure that that's going to get to them in a timely manner, and the book looks like it's in good condition and it's coming from a good seller. So I'm quite choosy about the sellers that I actually choose to buy my books from, and if I have a bad experience from the seller, I won't buy from that person again. So yeah, anyway. Generally, I know a lot of booksellers now on eBay, and I can scroll somebody, I'll be like, I know that seller, I know they're good. Boom, and I'll order it through them. Righto, come on, Mel. I'm a little bit hypo today. Let's go looking for this book. Let me just get the name of it again. Cook Harvest. 3 orders that have now sold since I just literally did my labels. What's it called? Grow, Harvest, Cook. Grow, Harvest, Cook. And it is a fat book with a green thing. So, let's go. I'm about to turn the camera to go down that aisle. Can you see this? Excuse me, the tripod's banging away here. Cook, Harvest, Grow. And that is on L14. So, actually, what shelf did that say it was on? L14. Guys, I thought I was on L14 before when I was looking at it. Was I just blind? Oh my goodness. L14. It's literally there. See, this is the problem. Sometimes you can look, no, it's not there. And that's why I don't want to go and spend heaps of time looking around on other shelves while I'm in the middle of packing my other orders. I come back here and then I've got fresh eyes, and then boom, there it is, the big fat green Grow, Harvest, Cook. Now let's pack the other 3 orders that I just sold, and then I'll run these 4 up to Tom's unit and get them in today's post. And then I'll show you that haul that I just brought in from my car. On the same shelf, The Food of India. This book has just sold for $33.99. Let's go down the dreaded number A shelf that I don't like, that I said I'd fix today, but I've only got an hour, so we'll see. I might change my mind. A9. Okay, if I don't get this done today, it's on tomorrow's list. Classic, I haven't got my glasses on. Women's Own Classic Cookery. I can see it straight away. And what do we got? D2, Prisoners of the East. Prisoners of the East. E2, 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 E2. Prisoners, D2. Oh my gosh, my eyesight. Prisoners of the East. Oh, I'm really, I can't explain it. I'm a bit bouncy today. Maybe I'm a bit anxious because I'm going for this thing where they might give me a cortisone injection, and I'm kind of really anxious about the cortisone injection because I watched my daughter get a cortisone injection once in her hip, and they literally had 3 of the biggest needles, and I guess it's hard to get into the hip area, and they had the needles in these big, I don't know, metal things or something. And she had a hip and she had these 3 massive needles sitting in her side, and she was so brave. I swear my daughter's braver than me. And I just remember it thinking, oh my God, my poor girl, I would hate to have this. And so maybe I'm a bit jumpy today because I'm a bit anxious about going to have a needle. I don't mind blood test needles, but I'm not a big fan of needles. But I mean, I'm not totally afraid of needles. I don't love them. Whoa. But yeah. You might like this haul that I just picked up. I got it for free. And there's quite a lot of sci-fi books in it. And I'm not actually sure if the sci-fi books individually will be worth money. Sci-fi is one of those genres I'm not confident, especially, I'm going to get distracted here. When I look at these small science fiction books, like the small vintage ones, I haven't even done the labels for here. Oh my God, guys, I'll be back. I'm back. My goodness, okay. So what was I saying? Yeah, those small little science fiction books, I'm not familiar enough with them by looking at them at my eye. There's so many of them in the world, all these little vintage sci-fi books, and sci-fi is actually a hard genre to find. You don't actually find a huge amount of it. Like it's harder to find, and sometimes it's priced up. So I'm just not as familiar as it by like looking at the cover and going, yeah, that one's worth money. But a lot of those little sci-fi books, what I'll do is when I find them, if they don't look like they're high-priced ones that sell individually, and because this lot's come to me for free, they're probably not, but what I'll do is I'll bundle them into a mixed lot of assorted science fiction books, and that's how I'll sell them. But I guess this haul might take me a little bit longer because I will comp them, because some of them can be worth a lot of money individually. And I've actually got some more on the table that I have over there from the books that I was sorting the other day. So I probably won't bundle these ones up straight away. I'll just kind of separate them. Then I'll probably put these little sci-fis over with the other sci-fis. And then one day when I've got a little bit more time, not today definitely, I will get all the sci-fis out and stand here and do some price comping for a little while and see, are these worth money? If they're not worth a lot of money on their own, they're going to go in a bundle. How many do I put in a bundle? How many bundles can I create out of the amount of books that I've got? And that's how I'll do it. But because there's like a whole lot of sci-fi books there, and I comp them all separately, that might be a half an hour task. So that's not a task that I do when I'm busy, like today, and I'm on the go. And let's go run this up to Tom's. I'm literally just dragging the camera around with me today. That's why it's super fast paced, and I'll probably make you dizzy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this film's going to make you dizzy, because I'm just pulling it around with me so you can see exactly what happens in my day. Not every day is a rosy, shiny, everything gets done. Some days it's like hard. Life happens. You only get half a day to work. You got to do the best that you can. Let's go. Right, first up, guys, before I show you that haul, I'm going to keep you waiting. I said I was going to move this trolley, and that's a 2-minute task that's been sitting there for bloody forever. Okay, these books on here are waiting to photograph and list. I had multiple piles of the same books, and I just didn't want to put 2 of the same one on any shelf. So these are going to get photographed. I'm going to put them here in the photograph pile. Literally, look at that task. 30 seconds. And guess what? Now I've got a spare trolley. I'll put it here and do it on this table, because then if there's any that can go straight into the photography pile, I can put them here. If there's any that need bundling, I can set them aside on the thing. Okay, so this haul, let me see. We have got Crystal Wisdom, and this one here is Elemental Power, a Celtic fairy craft. So that one's got a little, what's that, a ribbon or a bookmark? Okay, so those will, I'll put those ones individually. I'm not going to price comp them. They're both on topics that are, okay. So now I've got 2 kids' picture books here. Now, these picture books have actually already got, that one's missing a piece. So these have got jigsaw puzzles in them. And you have to obviously be very careful. They've got all the pieces. Oh, that's so frustrating. That one's missing a piece. So let me check this one. These are really pretty. And selling them together, probably, I mean, they still probably wouldn't get much more than $22 for the 2 of them. I'm still going to list that. I'm just going to take a photo that there's one puzzle that's missing one piece. And that is going to hinder the sale, but I think I'm still going to give it a crack because they're nice. Australian Shooter's Handbook. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm better to comp that one. I really don't want to just keep putting books into my store that are really, really low end, but maybe 100 Years of Football, the story of the Melbourne Football Club. I have sold books in the past on the Melbourne Football Club. Oh, look, this has got a an old picture in there. It's got some text on it. Oh, actually, this is interesting. There's a whole lot of signatures on that. So I'm wondering, maybe they're actually signatures from players. So that's interesting. I'll definitely list that one, and I'll just photograph those things. Maybe I'll have to do a bit of research on if I can read some of those signatures just to see if they're players. Now, this book is sealed in a thing. It's Trains of Australia, all aboard. So the book is new and sealed, so I'll list that one. Okay, now these are the little sci-fi books here. So I'm not going to comp them all now, but we've got Swords Against Death. We got Harry Harrison, In Our Hands, The Stars. We got Moorcock, Stormbringer. Is that right? Stormbringer. Wanderers of Time. Oh, this is Stephen King, The Shining. It's an old one. I've got a whole lot of Stephen King over there that I want to, same as the sci-fi, I want to list. Okay, so this edition is from 1980. So it's not a first edition, but I'm going to put that aside with my other Stephen King ones. Okay, this one's called The Golden Apple. Oh, see this one? Really, really acceptable condition. It's an old ex-library. The cover is almost falling off. It's not falling off, but it's almost falling off. So what I will do, it's really, really acceptable, this condition. So I'll probably still keep it. I'll look it up. If it's only like a book that's worth the lowest of the lowest, this one will just, oh my God. Do I laugh or cry? It's one of those days. I just literally finished that haul and the camera battery ran out. And now I have to set it all up and show you again. And I don't have much time. I'm going to have to go quick. Okay, take 2. Okay, I don't have much time, so I'm going to have to go through these quickly with you, quicker than what I was going through. Okay, we've got The Ghost from the Grand Banks. That one looks interesting. Ghost books do well for me. I'm going to list that one. We've got The Bank of New South Wales, A History Volume 2. This one's got a price sticker from somewhere on it for $10. Anyway, interesting piece of history being about the bank. I'm going to sell that one. Now, this one, The Hall of House of Usher and Other Stories. This one's got a creepy looking picture on the front, and also when you open it up, which kind of makes me think it could be along the ghost or the horror kind of genre. I don't know. I obviously don't know that book, but it looks interesting. I'm going to list it. This one I'm not sure about. Australian Grass Finches. This could either be a $20 book or a $40 book. Sometimes you just can't pick them, but some of these bird books about specific types of birds that can be used as handbooks, their management, care and breeding. Grass finches is a common type of bird that Australians would breed. I think that I will probably keep that one, but I'm still just going to quickly look it up. Aboriginal Fables and Legendary Tales, maybe. I'm going to comp that one before I put it there. Harry Potter. Oh my goodness, I've got so many Harry Potter listed there. So this one I'm going to set aside and put it into my pile of Harry Potter that's waiting for me to do. Harry Potter's a little bit, yeah, I'm not going to lie, I procrastinate on my Harry Potter. It's just hard. You've got to look at all the editions because some of them are worth so much money. If you get an early edition, oh my goodness, they can't, if you get a first edition, first print, you're going to laugh. But, they can be worth a lot of money, and some of them have got misprints in them, and there's so much to know with Harry Potter. So I've got a lot of them, and I've got some really old ones. So I tend to, if I get a Harry Potter, I tend to put it into the pile, and it's on the, one day I'll sit here and go through all the Harry Potter and work out if anything is valuable or not. And it never happens, of course, because I'm busy. But this is going in the Harry Potter pile. And one day maybe I'll make, you know how I get things done sometimes? I make a video. Oh, let's make a video on how to comp Harry Potter. And then I'll actually do the task. So maybe that will come up one of these days. Okay, we've got Conan, some more science fiction. King Kobold. The King of Swords. This one's got the old bookstore sticker on it that says $1.50. I'm going to keep that on there because that is local history. And some people like to keep those kind of things. That bookshop wouldn't even be around anymore. What does it say? Monaro Books. It wouldn't even exist anymore. So it becomes part of the history of the old vintage book. It's a bit like the old Bibles that have family history inside them. It doesn't seem to deter people from buying them. People like these old vintage books have this old history in it. It's the same when Tom sells CDs or DVDs that have got the old shop that they used to originally be bought for, Sanity or whatever it might be. Like they've got these old stickers with the pricing on it. People want that. That almost makes the CD sometimes more valuable. If Tom was to change the case after listing it with like a big Sanity sticker on it, he'll probably get a return because they want the case with the old sticker. So Tom has to be choosy. He often replaces cases that have got cracks in them with their CDs and DVDs. But if they're like the old vintage ones that have got the stickers and stuff on them, no way. He will not change those ones. Another Michael Moorcock here, The Bull and the Spear. Now this one says it's the fourth book of Coram. This one says it's the third book. I think I had another Moorcock here, Stormbringer. Not sure if that one's part of a series. But I'll basically have to go through, if I've got a few of the same author, they might go into like a bundle just of that author. But if there's like half a dozen of them and they're all from a different series, then no, they can't go into just like a bundle of Moorcock because they're not individual titles. They're all, you can't read them all like that if they're part of a different series. The Prophet and the Lammath. We've got Myths and Legends, the giant book. That could be a low-end book, so it's going to go there. The Ballad of Desmond Cale, just a fiction book. Again, it's in pretty good condition, so I'll probably list that one anyway, actually. It's probably only a $20 book. The Ultimate Guide to Mary-Kate and Ashley. I have got some little Mary-Kate and Ashley books that are like the size of this, somewhere in the death pile. I will keep this book into the pile here to set aside for bundling. Same as this one actually, Garfield the Complete Cat Book. I've got other Garfield books lying around somewhere and I'll use that as part of a bundle and I'm sure it'll bring me more money. And look what we've got, Sydney Seafood School. Yesterday in my packing video I was telling you how seafood books just don't sell well for me. They sell for low amounts, they sell slowly. This is a really nice cookbook, but I have tried to sell it before and struggled. However, it is a nice seafood cookbook. So what I'm going to do, I've got other seafood cookbooks in the piles there of cookbooks that I've got. I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to put it as part of a lot at some stage. So I'm definitely not going to try and sell it individually. Just too slow seller, but I will set aside and make a bundle. Let's grab the other box. We've got some more sci-fi in this one. Okay, what's this one? Mutants vs. Mutants. One day I'm going to read one of these. I've never read one of these tiny little science fiction books. The Architect of Sleep and Machineries of Joy. They've always got really cool covers. I do like looking at them. Night Wings. A Private Cosmos. Break the Barbarian versus the Sorceress. Swords and Ice Magic. So these will be a mixture of science fiction and fantasy probably. Flight into Space. Dragon Song by Anne McCafferty. Anne McCaffrey. I've sold her plenty before. I've got some more of Anne McCaffrey around there, so she will probably go into a lot with other Anne McCaffreys. King David's Spaceship. Another Michael Moorcock, The Queen of the Swords. Now, these two are part of a trilogy. I can tell that by looking at them straight away. They're only in pretty acceptable condition. They've got quite a lot of brown spotting and foxing on them here. We've got books 1 and 3 in the trilogy. Oh, what is this? Which trilogy is this? The Second Chronicles of Thomas Covenant. I just don't have my glasses on, so I can't see. I will keep those ones, but even if I have to set them aside because I do come across them very often. Another Moorcock one, Sojan, S-O-J-A-N. Actually, put that there. Two more Michael Moorcocks here. The Warlord of the Air, the first volume in the Oswald something trilogy, and The Sword and the Stallion, the 6th book of the Coram. So we've got some different series there, which is a pain because there's like 7 books of him, but I won't be able to bundle them as one lot. Okay, we've got an old vintage Sydney street directory here. Randomly, these can sell quite well. The old ones and the new ones. The ones that sell really well are the ones for trucks, truck road books and stuff. And some of them are really large and they sell for really good money. But some of the old street directories do sell well, and I will probably give this one a go. Local history is another word that you can put in the keywords for those books, because some people, I guess, with the old vintage ones are looking for maybe they're looking for their old streets that they grew up and around. Wildflowers of Western Australia. I do find that wildflowers go pretty good for me. This probably only looks like it'll be around a $22 book, but we'll set it there. The Essentials of Deep Diving. Okay, diving books randomly sell very well for me. This book I know will only bring me $20 probably, but I also am pretty confident it will sell. So it is getting listed, even though it's a low-end book. It's a niche that sells well for me. The Instant Tarot Reader. This is a topic, again, a little bit of a controversial topic, but nevertheless does sell, and I'm in the process of selling and making money. Bruce Lee's Fighting Method. Books on like karate teaching, judo. I mean, this is Bruce Lee, very, very famous. Self-defense techniques. That is a definite keeper. I'm going to list that one. Okay, the Wollondilly Heritage Centre Country Collection Cookbook for slices and no bakes. Now, this is one of those community cookbooks. I've talked about them in the past. They can be harder to sell because, look, this is just a homemade book with stapled together. However, with the right keywords, this will sell, and it's all about the keywords. But just looking in this, lemon biscuit slice, a tin of condensed milk, half a cup of lemon juice, 2 cups of coconut, and half a packet of morning coffee biscuits. 4 ingredients. Lemon slice sounds delicious. Easy chocolate slice, chocolate truffles, date fingers. Oh, yum. Vanilla slice. Yeah, only a small book. It's going to sell. I just know it. Okay, we've got the Anzacs, a book on war history. It's in good condition. I've got I know that the war books generally bring me around $20, $22. This is probably going to be one of those books. Probably only sell for $20, but it's in pretty good condition and I'm going to keep it and list it because it's a popular topic that I sell. The Herbal Drugstore, the best natural alternatives to over-the-counter and prescription medicine. So the way I would title this book, The Herbal Drugstore by Linda White / then I would write hardcover book, The Herbal Drugstore by Linda White, hardcover book, and then I would write alternative medicine plus therapies or something like that. It's those keywords that are going to help to sell that book. I have sold that one before. The Wandering Fire by Guy Gavriel Kay. It's from the Fionavar, F-I-O-N-A-V-A-R, the Fionavar Tapestry Book 2. This is part of a trilogy. I don't have the other ones here, but it does look like it's some kind of maybe some fantasy again. And fantasy books can do pretty well. So I am going to list that one. Probably only be a low end, but nevertheless. I haven't paid anything for these books. The Rocks in Sydney. Again, this is local history. It's only a small book. It's not going to take up much space. And that will be the keyword I use to sell that book. Local history. Sydney local history, New South Wales. Okay, Trial Bay Jail. Now this is, again, it's just one of those little books, almost looks homemade. And it's about the local jail. So again, keywords to sell something like this, local history. There's probably not much of this around on eBay to know whether or not. Can you get like $20 for something like this? Possibly. Does it take up much room on the shelf? No. Did you get it for free? Yes. Is it going to take you long to list? No. So it's probably like, I'll give this one a go. And yeah, that one's spelled J-A-O-L, jail, but I know that some people spell it J-A-I-L, depending on where you're from. So I would probably use it like this, and then at the end of the title, I would probably also put the word jail, just so that I've got both versions in there. Anzac Memorial. Okay, this is local history, war history. It's actually got a whole lot of names in here, if you can see. So it's got some history that's written in it. I like that. I think it adds to it. It's obviously got a whole lot of the soldiers here with their little pictures. I don't know if that one's going to be worth money. I'm going to look it up, but I'll probably will end up listing that one. Right, so now all these fantasy books, science fiction, fantasy, I'm going to add them to my pile over there, which I was sorting the other day and I had a lot of it. So then I'm going to do an afternoon where I come in here and I spend half an hour or an hour, however long it takes me, going through these, trying to decide if there's authors there that I can bundle together, which ones are part of series, which ones are standalone. There's a lot of kind of separating when you've got a lot of them, separating them and then deciding, do I comp these ones, do I bundle these ones? So that's for another day. These books here are going to go into the piles that I've got around for bundling. These ones here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these ones will take me 5 minutes and I'll just spend some time comping those, deciding whether or not they go into the store. And the Stephen King one, again, that's going to go to my collection of Stephen King, which I've got a lot of Stephen King over there at the moment. And Stephen King, these old vintage small ones, they can be worth a lot of money. So that's probably a task I should get onto fairly quickly because I know that they're worth money. But I've got all these other ones waiting in the pile first. But anyway, and these ones are going over to the bundle. And that is it. Okay, what's the time, guys? 12:34. Okay, my daughter's just tried to ring me 7 minutes ago and I missed her call. Tom will be coming up here any second, ready to go and fly out the door. So I'm going to end this video. I know it's been a little bit fast-paced today and I'm probably speaking faster than I normally do. But I'm just trying to show you and get everything done, and that is it. Okay, thank you so much for watching me today. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.